How's everybody doing? This is Ruben once again with Philosophy. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you liked any of my past videos, please like, comment, or subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Now on to the video. Today I want to talk about dopamine detox. We hear a lot about it, especially in the recent years, how people are starting to recognize that we basically need a dopamine detox, and that we have an addiction to dopamine higher and more than ever before. Of course, we can get into the studies and so forth, and we can debate this all day. But the truth is that there is some sort of malfunction in our dopamine intake. Dopamine intake, as far as feeling satisfied, people not feeling motivated, people getting mental health issues. We see a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of mental issues, bipolar issues all around. So I've discovered a way that will go ahead and allow you to successfully perform a dopamine detox. A lot of people try, and there's a lot of YouTube videos out there, and basically they tell you the things to do, which those are the things that you're supposed to do. You know, maybe put your phone away, meditation, uh, stop watching pornography. Uh, People are addicted to junk food. People need to eat more healthy. All these things, right? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a certain plan, a certain basic plan that will allow you to go ahead and complete a dopamine detox. Many people try and try and try, and they see themselves failing. This can also help you if you're going through any sort of addiction as far as drugs. Uh, I've seen success rate really impressive with this basic plan I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys. Now, just to go ahead and give you a basic understanding of the dopamine detox and how to go ahead and successfully perform it, or why you should perform it is this: we do have an excessive amount of dopamine functions that we do every single day that have kept us addicted to this dopamine, that have allowed us to go ahead and have decreased motivation, decreased energy, decreased focus, and all these negative things. And it's showing in people, like I mentioned, with mental health, like anxiety, depression, all these things. And people are suffering in relationships. Yeah, they don't feel satisfied anymore, and so forth. And the reason for that is because we have so much stimulation going on all levels, that we find ourselves not being interested in the simple things. And the simple things, we have heard for years, right, that the best things in life are free. And yeah, I mean, your family, friends, conversations, relationships. If you have kids, your mother, your father, your siblings, reaching something, working for something, right? And all those things have meaning, but for some reason, we have been led to a dopamine stimulation effect that is just ruining the way that we should function. And I think it's time for you to go ahead and perform a dopamine detox. And I'm gonna give you some basic tools that you will find it so easy to use, that will allow you to successfully complete it. And it doesn't mean that you will go ahead and have to do it just once and that's it. For a lot of people, it may be just that, because they'll decide to change their habits. But if it occurs again, you can just perform it and do it until you need it again. So Basically, whenever, anytime that you pick up your phone and you look at social media, or you receive a text message, or you see those cookies in the kitchen, or you want some junk food, or you eat fast food, uh, anything that makes you really happy that you know is not good for you in excess, this is for you. Alcohol, drugs, pornography. A lot of people suffer from pornography addiction, video game addiction, hundreds of things, right? And basically, the way it works is that we have receptors in our brain. We have serotonin receptors, dopamine receptors, and so forth. The dopamine and the serotonin is an amino acid, more like a hormone that is like a carrier of information through your synapses. So the more of that hormone or chemical that you have with the actual information that's being transported through your synapses, the better you will feel, the less stress, the more motivation, energy you'll have. And one of these chemicals that is very important is dopamine. So the dopamine receptors push out dopamine, attach it to the information, and it gets transported to the synapses, and you feel good. Or I want you to imagine that the dopamine receptors are like a flower. Anytime that you go ahead and get a huge amount of dopamine into those receptors, the way that our brain is made up is that whenever it receives a chunk, a big amount of dopamine on a frequent basis, the dopamine receptor is like a flower and it starts to close. You feed it more dopamine, it starts to close. You feed it more dopamine, it starts to close and close. Some people have those dopamines very closed, and this causes a lot of problems. A good example is drug addiction. People who do cocaine or heroin or opiates, that's a lot of dopamine, and they are so shut that for the most part of the time, the only thing that can go ahead and regulate those dopamine receptors back and open them up is time, with time. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you an easier way to do it. People that are addicted to pornography, the receptors are very close. People who have video games or addicted to junk food or overeating or whatever you're addicted to, your phone and so forth. It's like when, for example, pornography is a big issue. I have a lot of people that email me and tell me about this problem they're having with pornography. And that this is, and what I've noticed is that people who have pornography addictions, one, they can't stay in a relationship, and two, they're unfaithful in their relationships, and the reason for that is because you're so much dopamine is being stimulated when you're addicted to pornography that having sex or intimate relations with your wife or your girlfriend just won't cut for you anymore because you're so used to this high stimulation, right? So there's no way that your wife can give you the same type of stimulation as a pornography video that you're seeing of what you want, So I'm gonna go ahead and teach you how to go ahead and do this dopamine detox. It's very easy. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, and of course this is my opinion. Check with a doctor and so forth. I'm not a doctor, so this is just my opinion. And I've seen success, and anybody who's tried it. So you're going to go ahead and take chromium, GTF chromium. Chromium is a mineral. You're going to take around 800, I think it's micrograms or milligrams. Just go to the vitamin shop or any vitamin store or order it online, GTF chromium. Usually they come in 100 or 200 milligrams or micrograms. Take around 800 a day. You can split them up. It's better for you to split them up because the body cannot absorb as much chromium all at once. So every 3 hours, take 1 or 2 tablets of chromium, GTF chromium. GTF chromium opens up the receptors, the dopamine receptors. People use it for sugar cravings. People with sugar issues, blood sugar issues. Okay, so around 800 micrograms or 100 milligrams of chromium, GTF chromium. Second, you're going to go ahead and take around 600 milligrams of chasteberry extract. Chasteberry extract. You can find it at a vitamin shop, at your health food store, online, and the chromium is like $8. Chasteberry extract is like $10. So what chasteberry extract is it's an actual plant. It comes from the chasteberry tree, and it's been used for centuries with monks, and people who are into religion, because it helps you to stay chaste, to don't have sex, don't have extreme feelings of warnings of sex. And people have used it for centuries and it works, let me tell you. So if you're having trouble in intimacy in any way, definitely chasteberry extract will help. Take around 600 milligrams. That one you can take all at once, or you can split them out throughout the day. Usually they come in 200 or 300 milligrams each little capsule, but you can take them all at once. Chasteberry extract. All right. If women find it helps them with menopause and so forth. But what chasteberry extract is, because of the monks that had to practice celibacy or can't have sex, they had big urges of masturbation. So chasteberry extract helped them decrease those urges. Okay. So go ahead and take chasteberry extract, 600 milligrams. That opens up your dopamine receptors as well. Another thing you're going to take is lithium orotate. Lithium orotate. You're going to take around 25 milligrams a day. Some people may need less, but 25 milligrams, as long as you don't go above the whatever your weight is, half of that. So if you're 200 pounds, don't go over 100 milligrams of lithium orotate. So, I mean, with 25 to 50 milligrams, depending on how you feel, that opens up your serotonin receptors and decreases your stress levels. So, if you're addicted to something, that will allow you to go ahead and cope with life. Okay. So, around 25 to 50 milligrams of lithium orotate. With these two things, the chromium and the chasteberry extract, if you take them every single day, you're going to go ahead and start seeing results within a week. Within a week, you're going to notice that certain things, the actual wants of certain things that you have will not be uncontrollable. For the first time ever, you're going to find them controllable. No matter what it is, whether it's video games, pornography, overeating, drugs, whatever, you're going to notice within a week those feelings start to decrease. And you do it all the way until you see that you're not addicted to that substance anymore, no matter what it is. Okay, this will allow you to go ahead and successfully complete a dopamine detox. Okay, these two things right here. Lithium orotate, you really don't have to take it, but I would suggest you take it just so your stress levels won't be high, or you won't be. Lithium orotate helps like with ongoing negative thoughts. If you just notice that your thoughts are same negative thoughts, keep repeating like a broken record over and over again, lithium orotate handles that. So, but most people just with the chromium and the chasteberry extract is enough. At that point, once you start doing this, like I mentioned, you'll start noticing these urges of whatever your addiction is start to decrease. At that point, you can go ahead and slowly stop whatever you're doing. You know, a lot of people don't need these minerals. They can go ahead and complete it, but I mean, why make it even harder on yourself, right? So if you have a choice to go from New York to LA, you can walk there, you can take a bus, you can take a car, or you can take a nonstop flight. It all depends how fast do you want to get there. Another thing you can do is TFT, thought field therapy, the tapping techniques. Anytime you have an urge, you can go ahead and tap on it. I have videos, so just look it up on YouTube, Google TFT, thought field therapy. But these two things, the chromium and the chaseberry extract, will allow you to go ahead and successfully complete any dopamine detox. You'll notice that the phone doesn't excite you as much. Playing too much video games doesn't excite you as much. Pornography doesn't excite you as much. Now, your doesn't mean that your sex drive is gonna go away. No, it's just gonna normalize to the normal level. So that way you can go ahead and save the intimacy for your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatnot. So that is the thing about this. And at that point, whatever you'll start noticing that those cravings will shorten and shorten. You'll start seeing them within the first week, by 2 weeks, but doing it a month. If you do this a month, you're going to go ahead and see that whatever you were addicted to is because you're back to normal. Okay, so a lot of people suffer. A lot of people try to stop certain things they're addicted to. Gambling. I've recommended this to people who are addicted to a number of things: drugs, alcohol, gambling, being unfaithful. They seem like they can't just stay with one partner. Well, this is going to help you. So at that point, you can go ahead and look up 100 videos of dopamine detox and what you should stop doing and so forth. With these two things, everything will become much easier. Okay, just imagine waking up and not having the urge to go ahead and do whatever you're doing in excess. You may have a drink, but you're only gonna have one drink. You're not gonna be addicted or feel like you need more. Now, once you start doing this, um, after 2 weeks, I recommend L-tyrosine, taking an L-tyrosine supplement, taking about 500 milligrams to 1,000 uh, in the morning. You can go ahead and do that. That can just go ahead and pick up your dopamine and a little bit more, because you may not be producing enough dopamine because you've been producing so much. So I would recommend you also taking the tyrosine. You can go ahead and take it. Ideally, you can take the chaseberry extract, GTF chromium, with the lithium orotate and the tyrosine from the start. And then within 2 3 weeks, maybe a month, you'll notice that you don't need the tyrosine, or you may not need the lithium orotate anymore. So lithium orotate allows you to go ahead and open up the serotonin receptors and produce serotonin as well. And the L-tyrosine produces dopamine for you. Okay, so you can go ahead and that's basically all you need, and you can go ahead and stop any addiction that you have. Trust me, believe me. Just make sure and do it like I'm telling you. You definitely need L-tyrosine because you may not be producing enough dopamine. So you may notice your cravings will stop, they will go away, but you may not feel motivated or so forth. So tyrosine definitely recommended, and that's all you need. Any addiction you have, whatever it is, just do it.